What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Next Win podcast with your host, Aunt Ma, co-host Justin Vaseur. Whoop, whoop. He's doing a raise the roof. Does anyone say that anymore? Is that before your time?
I think it was, yeah.
You don't even know what's going on, huh?
No, I know what's going on, but it was before my time. Yeah, for sure. You guys are old.
Oh, we're not old. Well, this guy's old, Mr. William Wynn, the bald head, because he can't grow any more hair. You know, he could use a LeBron technique. And
actually, no, I do grow hair, and everyone's just jealous.
Yeah, you just shave it on purpose, right?
Yeah, people hate that. Hate it.
Hate it? Why?
What do you look like with hair?
I don't know. But because people with hair, like a lot of people that are balding, like, I hate you because I can see your hairline. Well, why did you say I'm trying to grow hair? I can't grow
hair. Yeah, I get it.
But I'm like...
I'm going bald right now. That's why I always wear a hat.
Are you? Yeah. That's going to make it worse. You're just suffocating your hair.
No, actually, I wear a hat. Well, one, I am going bald. But two, I don't like brushing my hair.
Yeah.
That's why.
Because it's so curly.
Yeah, it's just, it kind of goes all over the place. Even after I brush my hair.
Yeah.
It's just like.
Yeah.
That's why I shaved it. Because when I save more haircuts, I don't go to barber. I just shave it myself.
Yeah.
And I could go take a nap right now and wake up normal.
I mean, I cut my own hair every time. I'm like almost 40 and I still cut my own hair.
Still a lot of work, though. Yeah, mine's
I did mine this morning before the podcast.
I did mine last night. It grows it up.
All right, guys. So today we're actually talking about get you an agent that you can trust. Don't just pick any agents. And we're going to dive deep about why that is. I think finding an agent you trust is really important. So a lot of times when you guys look on Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, all these apps, you can actually find a realtor from there. You know, you go on there and you want to give them a call or set up an appointment. And to be honest, the reason why you want to trust somebody is because this is the biggest decision of your life.
Yep.
And you want someone who's actually going to care about you and your situation and your goals. Sorry, guys, if you hear a dog barking in the back, that's my dog who just won't stop barking, even though we have like no one outside.
Nobody outside.
It's just the wind blowing really hard right now.
I think there's like a falcon or something flying.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think he saw a little ant or something. So no, I was saying that the thing that I tell my clients, number one, is I am here to make you stay within your budget and never go over that because I don't want you to stress out. So meaning that when you have the home 6 months later or 1 year later, I don't want you to be stressing over payments. I'm not trying to just sell you a home. I want you to be happy with the biggest decision of your life. You know, so you really got to have someone who's going to trust you. Like if you were to look for an agent, Justin, how are you going to find one?
What do you look for?
I don't know what to look for. Really.
Do you care? Or you just be like, oh, this girl's hot. I'm going to pick up this agent.
No. You're going to get me in trouble.
Does your girlfriend watch these podcasts?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just joking.
We're joking.
Yeah. They're joking.
His reaction.
His agent's going to be Anna anyway. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even know what to look for. Like, how do you determine who's a good lender or a good real estate agent? Or
how many friends do you have that are agents?
We have a few. We have a few family members. We have a few friends.
Who would you rather use, a friend or a family member, or someone who's a stranger?
Well, the way I would go about it is hit up my family first.
Do you know that they're good agents, or is it just because family?
Well, because it's family. Because I don't know what makes a good agent. You know what I mean? Especially when you're, let's say, if I didn't have family that was like into real estate or whatever, like how would someone figure out who's a good real estate agent and who's a good?
I think there's two things I look for, and I tell people. One is you want someone who's pretty active and knows what's going on with the market and the actual neighborhoods that you're looking in. And I would say for sure an agent who owns his own house.
Okay.
Because they can give you the firsthand experience of, being a homeowner. Like there's a lot of personal experience that we go through that nobody else knows, right? Like something breaking, like there's just crazy times something has broken in my house in the middle of the night. And I had to go do something in my boxers, like go out in the front street and look for something to pull the concrete up and find this valve to shut off the water that's spraying in my house in the middle of the night in my boxers, right?
Yeah.
So it's like now I tell people, guys, make sure you know where your shut-off emergency valves are. You're going to need to know. Because if you don't know where it is, your house is going to be flooding.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. So it's like, you know, I want someone who can tell me those things that tells me that they actually care. You know, they know what they're doing personally and about homes.
So what's the proper way of going about it? Like, let's say I find a real estate agent, then what? Just give them a call, have a meeting, and just tell them like what I'm looking for?
You can say like, hey, I'm looking for this house and stuff. And then now you can start interviewing the agent, like how long you've been doing this for.
I'm gonna add to that. How long do you be doing it for? Because I deal with this a lot as a lender. I deal with a whole bunch of agents, and then some of them like throw this at me. I've been doing this 20 years. Don't ever fall for that. They could be a real estate agent for 20 years. You got to ask them how many transactions you do every year. They can be an agent for 20 years and do two transactions a year.
Have you seen Selling Sunset on Netflix?
No.
So I think they're in like multiple seasons, right? And what it is a real estate agent show on Netflix about these multi-millionaire agents who are selling homes, right? They're like $15 million homes. And then a TikTok video came out that I saw, and someone looked up the facts. Is this a successful agent? So every cast member, are they successful? And pretty much every cast member only sold one home or two in a year, or even within 5 years. Some had 0 homes. You know what I mean?
Because the reason why I ask is it doesn't matter how long you've been doing it. It's how many transactions you do.
Yeah.
Because the more transactions, the more experienced you are. It's not in real estate. It's not how long you've been doing it.
Yeah.
It's how many sales and buys have you done. Like that could be just for example, 1 year into it, but he's done 10, 15, 20 transactions already. He's more experienced than someone that has been in it for 20 years. Because you've gone through all those different transactions. And that's how we learn so much. We actually gone through a lot of difficult files, difficult transactions, and we learned a lot.
I think if you're selling like 10 and 20 homes in a year or two, you've pretty much have seen everything happen every week of the market.
Yep.
So you know exactly what's going on. You know what I mean? So I think as someone who's current and active, and really just someone who really cares about you and like, not trying to just sell you a home.
Yeah.
You know, like I've seen agents be like, hey, so what do you think about this home? You want to put an offer in? You know, and it's like, I usually tell people like, I don't think this home is fitting your criteria. It's not really what you're looking for. Or sometimes I tell them, you know, sometimes I break a little bit of, you know, what I'm not supposed to do, which is like, I don't know, this area is too good for you guys.
Yeah,
you know,
I've
stuff
seen
like
that.
But like, you can't really do that. There's a code of ethics, you know, you have to have fair housing. But it's like, I really care about you guys. So sometimes I give you a little bit of hints.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because if an agent only sells 1 or 2 houses, then he or she would want your deal to close because they need to get money. But someone that does it actively is like, okay, now they have money, like, you know, like a steady paycheck.
Yeah.
So their incentive is to take care of you and build your business. Not, I need this paycheck.
Yeah.
It's different.
You know, there's other people, agents. So we were sending out multiple offers for a client. And, you know, your normal commission is like 2%, 2.5%, you know. And so one house was 1% that I would get. And the client wanted to put an offer on that house. Sure. I really don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Whatever makes you happy. But there's other clients or other agents that'd be like, I'm going to say all the bad things about that house. I'm going to push you towards the other way and go towards the ones that give me more commission, you know, stuff like that. So, I don't know. The ones that are in groups, I would say, are a little bit trouble too, you know, because they hear a lot of things. They try to get help from everybody, which is great. But at times they're in a group because they need help selling, you know.
Mm. Yeah, does a realtor get the same flack as like a card salesman, or not really? Like, you know how some people look at car salesmen as like Sharky?
I think everybody's starting to hate realtors right now.
Really?
Ever since COVID, because everyone's trying to become a realtor.
Yeah.
All the content on social media is about realtors.
Yeah.
And so all you just hear about is just bad things about realtors.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why is everybody wanting to become a realtor?
Money.
Realtor.
When the market's hot, I mean, it's the same thing with loan officers. When the market's hot, you can see it. Everyone's a loan officer because money's coming in. And like right now, when the market's down, you only see the real loan officers that are in it for the client, in it for the business, and blah, blah, blah. Everyone else is just, they go back to their normal work, and then when the market rates drop again, they come back in and try to make their money. So like same thing in realtors. They'll yeah, this is like full-time job. Some of these guys are like, the market's hot, I'm gonna jump back in. Yeah. Right. They don't only care about the money, and they don't care about.
Another question you can ask people is, or agents that you're interviewing is, what else do you do besides real estate?
Yeah.
Then you actually get to know them, or how much of a hustler they are. Like I would say I'm pretty rare, because if I tell you I got like 7 other things going on, that might be bad news, right? That's a red flag. Like, oh shit, this guy's too busy. But I take everything I do equally and hustle equally. So that's why I think I'm rare. But if I hear someone else say I have 7 other things, I'm like, oh shit, you can't concentrate. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's really just you just gotta talk and talk to the agent and kind of just get to know him as a person.
Yeah.
See where his head's at, see where direction, how the vibe is between you guys. Right? You want someone that will tell you the truth and not hide anything just for his benefit or her benefit. So
does the same thing go for lenders?
Yeah. Same thing.
I think so too. There's a lot of lenders who, there's a lot of lenders that will talk to you and you think that they're helping you, but in the end, they are really trying to get the deal done. But sometimes they don't know what they're doing and they fuck up your loan in the middle of escrow and you lose the home.
So what's an example of that?
I will give you an example. When I was a brand new loan officer, I actually mess up a loan, and I learned a lot.
Yeah.
Right. But an example is not planning enough when the market was hot.
Yeah.
And my clients were bidding over $100,000, $200,000, right? And I didn't look thoroughly enough where I knew they had money, but I didn't know that they weren't going to use that money to kind of cover it. So we went into escrow, and when the appraisal came back, it was like $150,000 less than what they're going to buy it for. So they had to cover that with cash, right? And then we tried to rework the loan program, and we couldn't do it. So that's a mistake that a new loan officer, I was a new loan officer at the time, would make, right? You want someone that's more thorough and kind of like have made those mistakes already and kind of avoid it, right? So
they didn't get that house?
They did not. I dropped out of escrow.
Were they mad at you?
Yes.
Why were they mad at you?
Because I should have calculated better, basically.
I think the part that's missing is you actually caring, where you're like, hey, if it does go this much, do you have the money, and are you going to use this money for it?
Right.
And if you do, are you going to be okay? If you ask those questions, that will solve everything. All the personal care questions, So
that was my mistake. I assumed. So from now, like since then, I've been like detailed and kind of like.
So that brings me with communication.
Yep.
When you talk to an agent or a lender and they don't communicate with you, like you'll text them or call them, they don't call back, they don't respond to your voicemails, their text is like response next day later. Those are all red flags, because even though I do 7 things, I'm still trying to respond as quickly as possible. Sometimes I take a few hours, like half a day, but for the most part, I'm like instant, just because everyone has their phone on them. Who doesn't have their phone on them?
Well, if you're like me, my battery's always dead.
Right, but you'll find a way to charge it. Right?
I'm pretty bad, dude. I'll go like a couple of hours with my phone dead just walking around.
But here's the difference, though. You don't got like 10, 20,000 on the line. If I have 10, 20,000 on the line, I'm getting one of those portable chargers and charging it all the time with me. You know what I mean? So there's a difference. So it's like I do want to get that money too, and I'll find ways to be available, So I think that's hard. A lot of people don't communicate well, so it is what it is. But like I said, in the end, you got to find an agent that you trust, and that's the bottom line. Just don't use anybody. Make sure you ask the right questions and you actually know the people.
Yep.
Junbi matcha serves high quality matcha straight from the farms in Japan. The matcha leaves are hand-picked by farmers to create the purest form of matcha straight to your cup. They currently have 5 locations around the U.S., 2 of them being in the LA area, which is Roland Heights and Westwood, 1 in Princeton, New Jersey, 1 in Dallas, Texas, and their newest location on the Waikiki Beach in Honolulu, Hawaii. If you don't have a Junbi near you, you can always purchase their matcha tins or pre-made packs. The most popular are the blueberry matcha and the vanilla matcha. You can just mix it with water and you'll have the same great tasting Junbi teas at the comfort of your own home. should agents and lenders be best friends? Because a lot of people use, just strangers, meaning that they don't know the agents and then they don't know a lender and they're just picking random people. And does it even matter? You know what I mean? For instance, William and I would say we are really, really close friends. Could be best friends. What do you mean, how close?
You said really, really close.
I provide services in the garage.
Oh, that's why you're always here.
What do you mean? That's why you gotta pay my rent.
Homie, you never have to pay me rent, all right? Never. If you want to live here, you can live here, okay? Just pay me services.
There you go.
But the reason why... so I've known this guy since I was 12, right? And we just both got into the business at the same time.
Yeah, coincidentally.
We're both new at the same time, but we decided to join forces because I know that with a day one homie, we can get shit done. So I work with William and I worked with other lenders. Prior to even William, I had other lenders where, when I bought my other homes. And so when I was buying my other homes with different lenders, they weren't communicative. They dropped the ball. They don't answer my text for the next day, right? So buying a home is so crucial. It's so stressful. A lot of things are like last minute. Hey, I just sent you a doc. Can you sign it right now? And you're like, oh shit, it's like 8 p.m., right? But a lot of times when you submit offers are happening, late at night because all day we're showing homes. And then now I got to call the agents and try to get some details. And they're like, hey, offers are due in 2 hours. I'm like, oh, fuck. And you don't just write offers, okay? You have to call the lender and get some information and make sure things work out and then send the offer. Because you don't want to have to cancel in the middle of escrow and tell the buyer bad news. Hey, I fucked up. I should have known this before. So the good thing about working with a best friend lender like William, at midnight, 12 a.m., I can text this guy or call him and really get things done. I ask him for financial numbers. I ask him how much is this going to cost my clients in the middle of the night.
We've done it like recently.
We do it all the time.
A couple of days ago.
Yeah, you did it Father's Day.
On Father's Day.
The night before Father's Day, it was 12 a.m., so it was already Father's Day. And we were both just up until like 2 a.m. trying to get things done for a client. And if we don't do that, you might lose the offer, so you might not get it in time. So I think it's really crucial that someone that you can call in the middle of the night, even Justin, if you wanted to, and you're trying to make your decisions, right? So after we look at homes today, and I'm going to tell you, hey, take the night to think about it, right? Mm-hmm. Wake up, tell me what you want to do. Well, that night while you're thinking about it, you can always call William and be like, hey, what does this price look like for my monthly payments? Do you think I can afford it? Things like that. What do my rates look like? And so he can calculate all that for you. But these are special people, It's because we've created this relationship where you can call them at any hour. Now you're dealing with some guy who's like 50 years old and he's done this. He's seasoned pro. He clocks out at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I know loan officers that turn off their phone like after 7 or after 8.
There's a lot of loan officers that do that.
Yeah, that's it. Weekends, that's it. But then because out of respect for him, because of our relationship, like I got, it's my boy. I got to get this done. My call's on. We got to make sure we're building this together, right? I think we sat down when we first started.
Yeah.
And we're like, we talked about our situation. Let's do this together and build it together. So because of that bond, like I'm not gonna let him down. So 2 o'clock in the morning we'll be punching out numbers, right? So
I think that's the key is he's looking out for me while I'm looking out for the buyers.
Yep.
So
we're all in it together basically, and then the trust that we have, right? He can tell me, like when we first started, I was making we had to adjust our styles, like my emails and stuff.
Yeah.
And he'll make critiques about it, and I would take it and do better. If you tell it to some strange lender, it's going to cause friction, right? And I've had friction with other real estate agents because they say something I didn't like it, and it causes a whole mess.
He'll send an email out to a client, and he'll like misspell it sometimes, and then I'll text him like, bro, like you typed this wrong. You sound like a fob, you know? And then he'd be like, oh, okay, like, and then he'll fix it, and then he'll reply back, sorry, typo, da da da, you know.
Or I slow it down, you know. I learned a lot better now. So.
Or I tell him a lot of things too, where it's like, hey, you don't need to tell everybody all the stuff right now. It's too much, you know. Let's just take it easy. And he'll adjust his emails and stuff like that. So it's like, I don't know, I just try to help the team out and make it really easy and convenient for the clients.
Do you ever use ChatGPT?
That didn't exist until now.
Yep. We don't use that.
No.
I don't think I need to.
Yeah.
You just write in your style and then you throw it in there and then it repurposes it into a more professional style.
Yeah. No, I think we're doing fine.
I think people like it being more casual.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I don't know.
I've been seeing that like as a trend now, kind of. Like a lot of people are trying to do things more casually.
Yeah.
Where it's like especially working with like some of my clients, they're kind of just like, hey man, I'm like, okay,
yeah,
I thought we were like a little bit more professional, but once they do that, I'm like, all right, what's up, bro? What's going on?
I like that because it creates a better work environment.
Yeah,
you know, now that I know that they understand things or they understand where each other are coming from, I will provide way better services.
Yeah,
you know,
a connection basically, you know.
Yeah, because everyone's human, right? But if you're like this guy who's just like, I don't know, a straight up dick, I'm not gonna help you as much. I'll go by the book or shut off at 5, you know, stuff like that. I haven't done that, but you know.
Okay.
I just rather not take that client.
Yeah, I was gonna ask a question. Like, do you think it's different at the luxury level, like the big houses,
to be more professional? How luxury are you talking about?
I don't know, 5 million up.
I don't think so. I think they're more like they have a different style. I think. I don't think they're professional. They're just more bougie.
I don't think you can be more professional. Like you can be as professional as you want, but I think the way you look and the way you are is where they're gonna judge you.
They're more flashy.
Really?
I think the bigger height, the more flashy you are. More like
they're just gonna be like, I don't know if I trust this guy. This guy looks like a kid.
Yeah, or like he's not wearing a driving a Bentley or something. I don't know. It's like
yeah, dude. So I had this client who was they could have bought a $2 million home, and you know I drove them around the city, and they're like, "Why do you drive a truck?" Like I don't understand. And he didn't mean no harm by it. He was just from another country. You know, he's like, "Why do Americans drive trucks?" And he's like, but the way he said it, he was like, "Why do you drive a truck?" I was like, "What do you mean? Why do I drive a truck? This is a 2022, you know, Tundra. This costs more than my Model X that I had. You know, this $65,000 truck. What do you mean?" You know, and I took a little bit of offense to that. Like, damn, like, do I need to be driving a Mercedes? You know, like, I don't know. It's just weird.
Different tier level, income level, different.
Yeah, so I just felt like they judged me and looked down on me for driving a truck. I'm like, I thought this truck was badass.
I think it's badass.
I think so too.
I was so happy. I actually tell all of my clients, I'm like, hey, look, William is a guy that all of my clients use, and I love to use him too. But if you want to use a different lender, you can. You know, go ahead and shop around. But I can tell you, but when I tell them like, hey, this guy will answer my text at midnight, they're like, cool, I'm down. You know, I've had a lender before myself where I was buying my own house, and I was like, hey, I'm a self-employed 1099er. You know, can you get this approved for me? I'm not showing anything. You know, I'm like writing everything off. And then they're like, yeah, we could just use 1 year of your taxes. And so I was like, are you sure? You know, and like, yeah, we can do it. And then it was like 1 week before we closed escrow, and they're like, no, can't do it. I can't get you approved. And then so when I got to tell the seller that, they're like, they're so pissed that they had to extend another month to go through the whole approval process again. You know what I mean? And it's like, why didn't you just tell me that the chances are that you could do it are like, it's not possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Does that hurt someone's credit too?
Like credit as in, what do you mean? Like,
because you got to pull credit
like
again.
FICO? It doesn't. So if I pull credit for your mortgage right now, I think you have about like 60 days for other mortgage pulls that won't hit your credit. It'll count like one inquiry, basically.
Oh, I see.
But same, it has to be like a mortgage. It can't be like going a whole credit cards or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I thought it was like a mortgage or a car loan. It's okay.
No, I think mortgage only. I don't know about the car loan. But we'll get alerts. If you pull a car loan, we'll get an alert right away. Yeah. So, because once you start a mortgage loan, when you sign the paperwork, it's like I'm not going to ask for any more. I'm not going out there getting more credit. Like
yeah. Okay. So what would be the purpose of getting more mortgage? I guess
options.
Yeah, options.
Some people like to shop.
So every bank has a different rate, right? Mm-hmm. So like when you're trying to lease a car at Honda, you get a different special than if you went to BMW or Toyota. Yeah. Everyone has different lease specials, finance specials. It's because they're all different banks.
Yeah, different banks, so different rates and stuff. Majority of the time, it's only off by a little bit. So again, you just have to trust your lender, and I think that's the big thing when we work close together. Because for his clients, I'm always gonna like give my best. Like there's no. There's no reason why I would try to make money off of it. Like, I would, whatever I can do, I would throw at it and make sure to take care of the client. Some other lenders, would try to kind of hold back and give money, make money for the company or whatever. So,
there's times when we have clients that need to do a HELOC before they buy a home. So he'll do a HELOC for them, and he'll not charge them for it because he knows that they're gonna buy a home and stuff like that. And there's times when he's done it, and then that person doesn't buy a home, and then he didn't even make any money. So,
it's okay. It's all about building that business relationship, our friendship, business relationship, and helping the client. Because the whole purpose of us is, at least with us, is that we want to build our book of clients so that our business is based on referrals, right? So the more clients we take care of, that we take care of really well, they're going to send us referrals. And the hard part of getting more customers is gone. Right. Other than those clients, other lenders or realtors that just like the Zillow realtors, like you find on Zillow, they're just going by numbers. Yeah. So they're just trying to pump out.
Yeah, it's definitely not a numbers game for me. Yeah. Like there's a couple clients that reach out to me and they want to buy homes, and I don't click with them. Like they're indecisive. I don't know. It's just weird, and I tend to not pursue it a lot. But if it was all about the numbers, I would take anybody. I just don't care. Yeah, I just want to help people that are willing to be helped. This is the most popular matcha tin. It gives you the energy you need to prepare for your day without the crash, mainly because of its high quality. Make your own matcha at home with their daily ceremonial grade matcha. All you have to do is scoop, whisk, and enjoy. So this matcha tin is 100% pure shade-grown, finely milled matcha. It's sourced from a 100-year-old farm in Japan. It pairs deliciously with other ingredients, and it fuels you to prepare daringly for your adventures ahead. A lot of you guys have known that I worked with Justin at Barbell Brigade for, I would say, the previous 6-7 years or so. And no one knows how I met William. William and I go way back.
How far back?
I would say I met this guy when I was like 11 or 12.
Really?
And I'm almost 40.
What?
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
We go way back. So he was probably in the circle of friends with my cousin.
Yep.
Right. And I was hanging out with my cousin every weekend. And I would say that was my only friends as I was growing into my teens. Because you're going from elementary school to middle school. And I was in transition from city to city, so I didn't know people. But this guy, I would say we've been friends ever since, but we probably, I don't want to get there yet. Sorry, reset, cut. Okay. So one of the things that I remember about William when I was 12 years old is how bad of an influence him and my cousin were.
How so?
Should we tell them?
Yes, we're ready. Right, I apologize.
No judging, guys. All right, we were all kids once. No judging. But this guy made me smoke weed for the very first time when I was 12.
Whoa.
Not very good weed, by the way. It was like stress. So
7th grade, he made me smoke weed.
Yeah.
Can you believe that, guys?
That's crazy.
When was the first time you smoked weed?
I was like, I think 25 or
Damn.
something.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were 12.
Whoa.
Did you smoke it before that? Before me? Like, were you younger?
I think we started that year.
Okay.
We just started.
So
That's why we started with stress. Like
they had a bag of what looked like weed, but it was brown. It had stems.
Yeah,
it had
pretty bad.
seeds. And they're like
high school. Dude. What?
It's probably oregano.
It could have been. It was the highest I ever gotten in my entire life. You know, I don't do this stuff anymore, right? That was kid stuff. But it was probably the best times of my life. And it was just, I don't know. That's how I met this guy. Well, not met, but that's how much influence he had on me when I was young.
I feel bad, but what we learned from our mistakes and everything that we've done made us who we are today.
Yeah. So if you fast forward, 20 years later, we kind of lost touch for a little bit, and then find out he becomes a lender and I become an agent, and we're like, hey, day one, homie, you want to, stick together?
Stick around because my sister's involved. So we kind of talk, but not really talk, but know of each other. So.
Yeah. So the missing piece here is that I know his sister as well, and I didn't know that they were sisters and brothers. I met his sister at a different time of my life because his sister's best friend was my first girlfriend.
Oh.
Which was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Small world out there, dude.
Small world.
Yeah. So this world gets even smaller. His sister, who married a guy, is the same guy I met the same year I met William.
What?
It's crazy. Yeah. And then I found out that my sister's husband now, one of my close friends, knew him too growing up. I was like,
it's a very small circle.
Small circle in Southern California.
Here's how good it gets. Okay, when I work with you guys and you're my clients, William, I trust him. Everything I trust him. Right, we're day one homies.
Yeah.
I'll trust him with my life. And now we have, when you guys purchase a home, you also have to get home insurance. Okay, in escrow, you get home insurance for your house. Well, his sister's husband, his brother-in-law, who was that same guy I knew, is that home insurance guy. So it goes full circle, guys.
It's
like
a
you
family
got the
business.
Full trust. Right
It wasn't planned, actually.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't planned. I was just
planned.
like,
I was in investment banking. He had his entrepreneurship and doing his own business and YouTube and stuff. And then I was just corporate world.
I would say right now in my life, I'm very, very happy that I have this full circle of friends to trust. Like you're my friend, Justin, and we can do this podcast together that we created, and I love it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so hard to work with people and to have special people like you guys. I'm very happy and excited every time we work together.
Someone once told me when I was growing up, actually, they go, your group of friends when you're young is huge, right? And it slowly shrinks to like one or two. I go, nah, that's impossible.
Yeah.
And then here we are. Like, Janty's one of my best friends, actually. I'm the only one I talk to, knows a lot about me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And ever since we started this business thing, they just got a lot closer. And then my other friend, who's also kind of my business partner manager at our mortgage team. So it shrinks. Yeah. You kind of start finding out who you can who's there. He's there when I at rock bottom. Who's there? You know who your true homies are once you hit that. So I appreciate you. Thank you.
I appreciate you too, sir, and you as well, Justin.
So now we're all family now. Now we're gonna play Call of Duty together.
Are we gonna start a Fast and Furious movie?
Oh, okay. Well, speaking of that, Fast and Furious times. When was the first Fast and Furious movie made? What year was this?
Dude,
was this early 2000s?
Yeah, 1999, I'm assuming.
Oh, really?
Okay. Let's go. I'm looking it up.
And
I'm looking it up quick. 1999.
When I first started driving my first car, it was like 2002, and I turned it into a Fast and Furious rice rocket.
Same.
But also this guy had a rice rocket as well.
It was in back then, all right?
But what'd you have?
I had a 92 Honda Accord with a JDM Type R front conversion. This is when conversions were in.
Body kits.
Yeah, right? 4-round body kit.
Did you have white rims?
No, I had C2s, Racing Heart C2s, one piece, and then shaved off the back door handle. My parents hated it. Shaved off the back door handles. So there's no door handles, and I was too cheap to buy those popping.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my, yeah.
That's it.
Did you have NOS in it?
No, it was all show, no go.
Yeah,
that was like mine. I had a 1995 Honda Accord, and it was that ugly turquoise color that came stock. So I painted it white, Alpine BMW white. Got white powder coated rims. like one of the first 18 inches at that time when
That was big back
people
then,
were getting like.
Did you put
17s.
underglow on it?
No
I wish.
underglow.
I
We
did,
put a
I
system
wanted
in
to.
there.
Yeah, I had a system.
I had 3 TVs in my car. I had a spoiler, exhaust. I had a glowing dash. So you change out the what is it called, the odometer dash, the Indiglo.
Oh yeah.
And I changed it white.
Yeah, same.
I took apart almost every interior piece I can unscrew of my car and spray painted it white, and then put clear coat and then installed it back in. So I had white inside the car.
Did it start cracking after a while?
Nope, because I clear coated it nicely.
That's good. My bumper started cracking. My body kit in the back.
Yeah, I had a body kit.
And I started zip tying it together.
Yeah.
But my paint was
missed
cool.
car.
I was white with blue pearls. So you'll look white when you look at angles. It'll be like blue.
Did you have like fiberglass like
Body kit?
No, the subs. Like put the
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I didn't have. I had a sub. Two subs in it.
Yeah, we had subs and amps that we would install ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we would install it ourselves, buy new headlights, tail lights, install those ourselves.
Did a lot of
things
car
like
work.
that.
And but the thing is, my dad did car audio installations for a long time. So I learned that.
From this conversation, you can definitely hear the passion coming from us. But at the same time, it was the stupidest era of financially, because, you know, and my parents said this all the time. I just never get it. They're like, why would you want to paint your car? There's no value added to it.
Yeah.
I was like, because it's nice.
It's cool.
Right? And I find out, like, you know, 3-5 years later when I sell the car that I spent, it was a $3,000 car that I bought used, old, right? And I put like $12,000 into it to fix it up and get girls and race, go to the street races, all that. And then to only find out that you got to sell it again for $3,000.
Yeah.
You know, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
I could have bought a rental.
Yeah.
I could have bought a home.
Yeah, I could have invested that.
You know, so
live and learn, my friend. Live and learn. But it was cool, man. It was cool.
Did you guys have that in Vegas? That car scene?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you guys had street races?
Yeah.
So I think, in my opinion, the street races back then with us were a lot safer than what they have now, dude.
Oh,
Like
the ones where
the street
like,
takeovers.
yeah, street takeovers way bad.
Yeah.
No, so after meeting you, I never went to the races with you. We were just racing people, right? Like at the Rose Bowl Stadium and like doing things like that. But I was actually going to the Ontario street races.
Ooh.
So you meet up at a gas station, and all of a sudden everyone just knows where to meet up, right?
Yeah.
And everyone meets up at the gas station. There's like 50 cars. One guy rolls out. You know it's time to go. So now you have a whole line going of like 30, 50 cars, and you end up at this one map. And this map. So everyone starts perpendicular.
It's exactly like the Fast and Furious show. Exactly like that.
Along the streets. And then now you got one guy who's going all the way down to make sure there's no cops, one guy on the other end. And now everyone starts racing. Everyone just usually watches, right? And then the funnest part is not the races. The funnest part is when the cops come.
Yeah.
And everyone goes, cops here. Everyone bones out. And you just run away from the cops, drive off from the cops while they're chasing you. And now all of a sudden you end up in another map and you reset. And it's like every 10 minutes you're like avoiding these cops and you're racing, get like about 3 to 5 races in.
Yeah, everyone's just standing on the side. And nowadays, like, this kid's making circles, getting run over. Like, dude,
now they're doing the circles. And, yeah, they're hitting people.
Unless we're actually racing for someone for money too.
Man, I mean, it's just when I see those videos and I see someone's leg get run over, it's a little satisfying to watch because I'm like, you know it. You know, why did you do it, man?
Yeah.
You're so stupid. Yeah.
Remember when spinners came out?
Oh,
yes. I always wanted it, but you know.
Didn't
your 20s?
Yep.
Your cousin had it.
Yep. Yeah, it's a fad. You know, it's like right now car wraps. I think car wraps are a fad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because you know you pay like $4,000 to get them on, and then it starts ripping apart in like 4 years. You know. Like, damn, it's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
And
I don't really like it either.
I mean, I want to do it every day to my truck. To be honest.
Really?
I would only want to do it on the roof. And the same color as my car, only to protect it. Cause when you wash it, it's hard to get washed up there. So I have to put something to protect it. And
that does make sense because you know a lot of the
more practical
tops,
now.
But does it protect it?
Off. Well, the paint comes off.
Yeah, it protects the paint. No, the thing comes off from the paint. It doesn't mess up your paint.
So when you rip off the wrap after like 10 years, you have like pristine.
I don't know about
paint.
10 years, but
yeah,
I don't think
especially in the Vegas heat.
Oh yeah,
like, I'm curious.
That might mess it up, but I don't know.
Crazy, man. Well, that's a lot of life stories that you guys have heard from me and William, and also a little bit of Justin. I hope you guys can reach out to us if you're looking for a home, because we are some down to earth people. You know what I'm saying?
We all learn from our mistakes, and I think we grew from it. And then everyone goes through those phases, right?
Yeah, of course.
And then we just grow from it, and now we know to do better and stuff. So
this is the matcha whisk. It's electric. It's very convenient to use. The electric matcha whisk is a fun, easy way to make matcha in a flash when you don't have the time or the space to break out your entire set. So you can still enjoy smooth, frothy matcha in just seconds, no matter where you are. So this is the bamboo matcha whisk. It's the most traditional way to make your matcha every morning. It'll help elevate it. It's a ritual that they used to do, and this is a 100-prong traditional bamboo matcha whisk. And it's foldable, so you can take it on the go. Very easy to use. I actually love using this. It just makes the whole experience that much better. And then this ladle is the way I use to actually get the serving size for the matcha. I get the right amount by using this ladle, put it into the bowl, and I start whisking away. And just like that, by adding some water, it's ready to drink. So visit one of the locations near you so you can get some matcha, try it out. And if you guys aren't near any of the locations, go to junebishop.com. You can use our promo code WINNING to get 10% off anything on the website. I think this is a great way for you guys to really try this instead of using anything else for caffeine, such as sodas, coffees, pre-workouts. This is very clean. I do this myself and I love it. Should you use new agents and new lenders, or experienced ones who've been in the game, they're seasoned pros, talking about 20, 30 years in the game? Who would you guys rather use? I've seen a lot of things happen. Okay. I would say there are a lot of seasoned pros, I would say, in any industry, not just real estate. I don't know if I can trust them, because I feel like over 20 or 30 years, their lack of care has diminished.
yeah,
Right? They're just now, I know too much. Yeah.
the passion.
It happens. Sorry, it happens. Right? If something bad were to happen.
Yeah,
So, when you get someone who's new that knows what they're doing, key. Okay.
Yep.
There's new people that know what they're doing, and there's new people that don't know what they're doing.
So what's considered new?
New is like me and William, right? So 2020, I was brand new. Why would you want to use me in 2020 when I knew nothing at the time? I had a little experience in real estate because I was doing escrow since I was 18, but never an agent, right? But being new, I cared about the person. I cared about the type of house you're going to get, how much you're going to pay, and I want you to be happy once you get that place. You know what I mean? Like, I care. So I'll do whatever I can to get this for you. And also because it's going to be my first deal, I'm going to be very careful. I'm going to double check, triple check everything. And I'm not going to stop because I want to make this money too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. At the end of the day, no matter what you are, you're trying to make money. You're trying to get better yourself. So it just depends how much passion you have and how much ethics and empathy you have for the person. So, and I think that's important for newer people to the game. Basically, is that we have a lot of passion, and we want to do it the right way, right? Because we experience all the bad, and we want to do it the right way, and just take care of clients. And for me, I think new lender, not new to the financing industry, because I have 15 years in investment banking. Is almost the same thing. I was doing a lot of mortgages, but I wasn't doing it myself. But luckily, I have a team. I work for one of my best friends, actually, and he's been mentoring me. So, because the loan side's a little more complicated, but it's been good.
One time I was working with an agent. So I was the buyer's agent and this guy was a listing agent. And I would say he sounded like he was in his 50s. I never met the guy, just, communication over the phone and stuff like that. And it sounded like he was a seasoned pro. He was an agent for at least 30 years. And I hated working with this guy. He was the worst. I'll talk to him and be like, look, I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this longer than you, so I'll be like, hey, can you sign this? Can you tell your clients to sign this? And he'd be like, yeah. And I'm like, oh shit, dude, this is going to be trouble. And then there'll be times where like, we'll send, there's a part where we do a home inspection and then we'll send out a list for repairs, a request of repairs. And so I'll tell them, hey, here's the repairs or X amount of credit you need to give us. And so he'll, on that same document, probably print it out, get a pen, and he starts writing on there everything he wants to do and doesn't want to do, and then sends it back. And I'm like, we can't accept this. My brokerage won't accept this. You have to retype a counter on the form and then, send that to me with signatures. So it's like they try to beat around the bushes, cut through everything, and it's horrible, man. Like they forget what the law is and the codes are. That
you get lazy.
You just can't trust it.
Yeah.
They're like, it's fine. People do this all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Things have changed.
I'm going to get fired if you keep doing this, man. So
that's crazy.
That's why I just find it like, I don't want to work with anybody who's a seasoned pro in any industry.
And again, I think with the last episode or last time we talked about, like, it doesn't matter if they're in for 20 years. It's how many transactions they've done, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then the more transactions, the more experienced you are, because you run into all the type of different problems. Like we learned a lot because we had some difficult files, but we made it through and we learned and it was just better for us.
It's like this example. Everyone knows who this entertainment agent is, Lou something, who was NSYNC, Backstreet Boy, Britney Spears agent, right? This guy's seasoned pro, and he's their agent, and like pretty much if you know him, he's gonna pump out pop groups, right? But now, like 20 years later, you still want to call that guy if you're an up and coming artist, or are you gonna hit up, I don't know, like Rock Nation, Jay-Z's group,
or someone's like up with the technology and all, like it's a lot of changes, like up with the changes and in with it.
Yeah. So when you mention like you'll do whatever you can to help your client, what exactly does that mean?
That means not afraid to ask the other party for things for the client. So, for example, I think I explained this in another episode. It was we went to go look at a new build, right? And the homes are going for $830,000, and so people would usually say, "Cool, that's a great deal. Let's sign the contract." But I say, "Hey, is there any wiggle room here where we can lower it?" And they're like, "Yeah, there is wiggle room. What are you thinking?" I'm like, I'm not sure. It's over their budget. It's like their max. I'm thinking about under 800. What can you do? And then the salesperson will say, you know what? To be honest, I think we can do about 80K off. I'm like, oh shit. I was thinking like 50K. You know what I mean? So I really like try to help the client. Like the client's not even asking for this. You know what I mean? And also I'm losing money by doing this because I get less commission. So I'm really just trying to give you a better life, and be happy with what you have. So that's what I mean by like really taking care of my clients and doing more than what they're even thinking about.
Yeah.
Like actually considering the client and not just yourself. Like how much is this person going to pay me? All right. How much is this loan going to pay me? How much is this closed escrow going to pay me? It's like, is the client going to be okay with it? Are we doing the right thing? Type of thing. So
there's so many agents, especially seasoned agents, where they're not going to say anything about price. They're going to keep their mouth shut and try to get max.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, I think you should overbid by this amount. You know what I mean? Like right now in LA, you got to overbid anyways. But in a market where you don't have to overbid, it's like there's a lot of people that just push for higher sales.
I see. Yeah, that's crazy.
So I think that's the difference too, because out in LA, the broker that I work with, it's not a big company. It's just me and a buddy. My buddy is a broker, and he's been in China since COVID, so it's just me kind of running everything by myself. So it's like, I don't have a boss that's always like pushing sales to me.
It's our own business, basically.
Yeah. Quality control.
Yeah.
All right, Justin. So hearing all this, I mean, maybe even prior to this, would you have picked a experienced seasoned pro over someone who doesn't know what they're doing?
I feel like I see what you guys are saying because I see it in like the film industry too.
Yeah.
Where it's like you got all these old heads that say they know everything about whatever, but they don't really know about the new equipment that just came out. Or, they might have some knowledge that I could use that they learned on other sets or whatever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, I think I know more in today's game than what you know.
Yeah.
So I would probably look for someone who's actually been in the game for maybe like 3 years.
Yeah.
And just kind of feel them out and see like if they are really trying to help me.
I think the 3 year is a great mark.
Yeah.
That's your seasoned pro.
Yeah.
Because 3 years is where you actually survive or you don't make it.
Yeah.
Same thing for like when they say you run your own business. Restaurants, it takes 3 years to actually make money. So same thing for realtors. It's not until 3 years you actually start making real money where you get your referrals coming in and all this stuff. Before that, you're really hustling your way into it. So 3 years, that's when they survived. And they've done everything.
Yeah. So it would be a mixture of like how many transactions they've made, how long they've been doing it, and if I feel like they're in the know, you know what I mean? And so that's kind of what I would look at.
So here's this question. How would you know to pick between a new agent like me who kind of cares and knows a little bit about real estate and some new agent who's like 21, still lives with their mom and dad, never had a sale yet? Like, how do you even pick that out? Because I see a lot of agents out here like that I work with who are 0 transactions and still live with mom and dad.
Yeah, I think if I could have, I don't want to say I know a lot about real estate, but I feel like I know enough to kind of understand a few things.
Yeah.
And if I feel like I know more than them, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's smart.
Because there's been times where I've asked people questions and they're like, oh, like, I don't know actually.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. Or if they seem like desperate,
yeah,
then I would kind of question that.
That's funny. Like when you said you would know more than them. So as a first year agent, I would ask some escrow officers, can you do this? A certain way of doing something. And they're like, I've never done that in 30 years of my life. I can tell you that we don't do that. I'm like, I bet you can do this. And I'll Google it. I got to send them screenshots and they're like, oh, well, thank you for this. And then we end up closing the deal, doing it the way that I said that we could do it, not knowing that you can.
Yeah.
So what I'm talking about is a lot of times when you're trying to buy a home and you don't have enough money, you got to get a family member on the contract with you, on the loan with you, so they can qualify, right? And then a lot of times that person who's helping you, they don't actually want to be on the home because they don't want they just don't want the responsibility, right? So you can actually buy the home with them on the loan and not have them on title for the house.
Oh, okay.
Usually when you're on the loan, you're on title.
Mm-hmm.
So when I speak to these 30-year-old seasoned escrow officers, they're like, no, you cannot do that. I'm like, trust. I know you can do this. And I only know because like family has done that. So I see a firsthand experience. But it's like, it's just crazy how many 50-year-old ladies I had to prove myself to tell them for the very first time this is something new to them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's just, I don't know. I just don't trust old people. That's all.
Well, that's gonna be us one day.
Yeah,
that's gonna be us one day, and then
Yeah.
we're gonna have to change it up.
Yeah, I mean, I would trust old people if they're like in the know.
Yeah,
like,
that
you know
makes
what I mean?
sense.
Because
Their
I
experience and in the know. And
because I've met some older people that I'm like, dang, you feel like I'm talking to like my age,
Yep.
Just they know about the new trends. They're wearing like cool shoes or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you have other old people that, they don't know anything. They don't even know how to work a freaking email or like a iPhone,
You know what's so funny? when computers first came out, my dad was one of those guys that had to always buy the new computer.
Yeah.
The Windows 30, Windows 3, or 32. You know what I'm talking about?
Windows what? There's a lot of Windows.
No, the
I feel
very
like the
first
last one-
ones.
Like the
2.0, 3.0.
I think it was like
Windows
Windows 30
7.
or something.
No.
It was before 07. It was before your time. I was in elementary school when the Windows came out.
It should it was when Windows
XP and
just
stuff.
2.0 and then 3.0 and then it started going to XPs and stuff.
Oh, it was way before 2.0s and 3.0s.
But there was no
maybe it was
37.
3.0.
Yeah.
But it's way before 07s and all that. So this was like when they had the Macintosh, you know, and you're playing Oregon Trail and playing things like that. And so, okay, well, anyways, my dad would always have to, you know, he's like, I got the new floppy disk and all this stuff. I know how to install it. So he knows how to install the programs. He knows how to install Windows, change, remove Windows, put in the new Windows, all that stuff, right, on his PC. And now he's like, how do I use my phone?
Yeah.
How do I use a computer? I'm like, what? You're the one who taught me how to use a computer. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I was like, what are these memory cards and stuff? I'm like, damn, dude. You used to be high tech.
Yeah.
What happened?
That's kind of how my dad is too.
But was he high tech before?
Yeah, he was pretty high tech.
See?
I mean, he's like in the know, but like the last few years, I can see how things are starting to slow down a little bit.
How does that happen?
I don't know.
Is that going to happen to us?
No, we won't, because we're going to stay in the know.
I'm just
Check back
like,
with us in
sometimes
20
I'm
years.
looking at him like, are you playing with me? Because like you were all about this technology
That's
stuff,
what I'm saying.
you know? But
my dad would be like, oh, how do you make this bigger? I'm like, what?
yeah.
Like, dude,
Like
I can't even uninstall Windows on my computer, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad was asking me a question about AirDrop the other day. And I was like, what? You don't understand how AirDrop works? This is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard for me to my dad would be like, what restaurant are we going to? And I'll share the Yelp with him. And he'd be like, send me the address. I'm like, it's on Yelp. You just click that link I gave you. It'll show you the name of the restaurant, the address, the phone number, pictures of the food, the menu. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So, it's just crazy.
We just got to keep up with the time so we don't become like that.
I know, dude. All right, I'm going to hold you guys accountable for it, all right?
All right,
If we
done.
become one of those old farts, I don't know you anymore. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was pretty funny. Comment down below what you liked about it and what else you want us to talk about on the Next Win podcast. So until next time, next win. All right, guys. So head over to thejumbishop.com and you can get 10% off anything on the website by using our promo code WINNING.